right. You'll play by ear this year once you understand all the principles of the any key music system. What am I going to say? Exactly. This is my favorite time of the month where I get to celebrate all those any key music achievers that are making their way up the any key music. I wouldn't say ladder. I would say pathway. The type of hoot to get you to where you want to go. Alright, so we're going to celebrate all you any key music play by ear achievers for the month of December 2015. That's right, we got new achievers every single month and those that are just making the way. How do you know they're making the way? Well, why don't you take a look at all the different levels and all the different months of, follow a name. So you can see how they've completed this level from this month to this month. You know what? Life happens. So sometimes you may see someone every single month and sometimes every other month and sometimes nothing for a whole 4 or 5 or 6 months. That's okay. Guess what? Because it's like a journey of getting to the top of a mountain. And at the top of the mountain, the view is still the same. So it doesn't matter how long it takes because as long as you get to the top, the view is going to be the same. So it doesn't matter how long it takes you guys to finish AKMS levels or get to the next level because when you get it, you're going to get the same results. All right? So I want to celebrate all the any key music achievers and we got a bunch for the month of December. I guess everybody was saying, you know what? I'm going to hit that next level before the month is out. All right? So first we have Nana Bryan. Congratulations, Nana. And Nana has completed volumes 2, CD2, and CD3. Nana has completed the infamous volume 2. Nana is poised to master every key because Nana has already been playing in any key because you can't complete volume 2 without playing in any key. So congratulations, Nana, and keep up the great work. Volume 3 is waiting for you. Alright, next we have Anthony Trias. Alright, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly, but Anthony is all the way from Spain. Congratulations, Anthony. And Anthony has completed volume 2, CD1. Congratulations. Alright, you completed the first step of playing in every key. Yes, it's going to be a little bit challenging, but guess what? Just stick with it, set the goal, and it doesn't matter if you don't get it, you try it again, you keep on trying until you get to the top of that mountain. Keep up the great work, and I hope to see you on the next Wall of Achievers. All right, Anthony? All right, great. Okay, next we have Ken Blatt. Congratulations, Ken. Now, Ken has completed Volume 1, CD1, and CD2. Congratulations, Ken. You are 2 steps into completing your any key music foundation. Keep up the great work, and by now you would have played your first couple songs by ear. All right, so great job, and just keep on going. All right, and I hope to see you on next month's Wall of Achievers. All right, if not next month, I better see you on the month after that. All right, keep up the great work, Ken. All right, next we have Charles Spurn. Congratulations, Charles. Now, Charles has completed Volume 2, CD3. Charles has completed Volume 2, the infamous Volume 2. Charles is playing in every key. Congratulations, Charles. Now, you're going to be tested in Volume 3. All right, so Charles knows he's going to be tested. Why? Because Charles has also completed Volume 3, CD1. All right, so you had to play by ear. You had to play in every key already. Congratulations, Charles. Keep up the great work, all right? And CD2 is waiting for you. I hope you're mastering it, all right? Keep up the great work. All right, next we have Pauline Chung. Congratulations, Pauline. Now, Pauline has completed Volume 1, CD1, CD2, and CD3 of her foundation. Congratulations, Pauline. You are 1 step away from totally completing your foundation, all right? So now your fingers are loose. You played your first couple songs by ear, and you are now solidifying that foundation that's going to guarantee your success, all right? So keep up the great work, Pauline. Okay, next we have Desmond Campbell, and Desmond Campbell has completed Volume 1, CD1, and CD2. All right, Desmond, your foundation is getting solid. You got 2 steps into it, and you got 2 more to go. All right, so I hope you're starting to see the transformation and the ease of music. All right, so keep up the great work. The next level is about getting your fingers loose. All right, keep up the great work. All right, and I'll see you on the next Wall of Achievers. All right, Desmond? All right, great. Okay, next we have George Lancaster. Congratulations, George. Now, George has completed volumes 2, CD1, CD2, and CD3. So what is George saying? George has completed playing in every key, the infamous volume 2 that gets you starting to play in any key with ease. Congratulations, George. Now, one of these days, we're going to have George in a live interview, at least. I hope you'll have a live interview, George, because George has such a powerful story to share. He's doing the any key music system despite challenges you would not even believe he's experiencing, and he's pressing his way through the any key music system. It was so amazing. So George actually sent me this wonderful message despite his challenges in completing volumes 2, CD 1, 2, and 3. This is what George says. I finally completed volume 2, all 3 CDs. I must admit that the secondary numbers were a challenge, but a must-need part of musical training and very professionally done. Thank you, Robert. And you're welcome, George. I'm glad that you are making it through it despite your 3, 2, 1. You're welcome, George, and I'm glad that you are making it through, and I look forward to seeing you at the top of AKMS, all right? Keep on going, George. All right, next we have Soji. All right, Soji. Soji has completed volume 1, CD4. Guess what Soji's saying? Soji has completed the foundation. Congratulations, Soji. Now, Soji sent me this message. Completed volume 1, CD4. Looking forward to starting volume 2. Currently on medium speed with 2-handed scales on all keys, so we'll need to keep warming up with this until I can reach your recommended speed. Right hand perfect, but left hand struggling a little. It can be frustrating sometimes, but we'll hang in there. Any tips? Thanks. Now, the number 1 tip is something that you already said in what you just sent me in your message. You said, I'm going to hang in there. That's the number 1 resolve that you got to have, is that I'm not going to quit, but I am going to get this. Because guess what's happening? You're developing the solid musician inside. You can't develop that solid musician if you skip over things, and because you said you're hanging in there, it means you're not going to skip over. So this is my recommendation and tip that you can actually do when you're working on your major scales, because guess what? When you actually, one hand has to play one thing and the other has to do something else when you're crossing the fingers, you're working on what I call independence. Well, I didn't invent the word independence, but that's a musical skill, which is independence, when one hand can do one thing and one hand could do another thing. All right, so it's the exact same of playing ragtime piano, or, you know, where this hand is doing something, this hand's doing something else. These are the exact same mind skills or mind fortitude or mind strength that you're going to need to be able to do the advanced things. So the key is to hang in there and just take your time with it. So what I always recommend is to do it slow before you can do it fast. Okay, so you start slow and then you notice the places where you're changing, then you gradually increase the speed. I'll also recommend that you start on one scale, all right, or 1 or 2 scales a day, right, and then you just work them through. You start, you know, you go and then you work on them going slow, and then you just do that for 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever it takes. You just work on 2 a day, and before you know it, in like a week or 2 weeks, you'll have it. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, it doesn't matter how much time it's going to take. Just know that every time you do it, it will get better. Just hang in there and you will see what I'm talking about. All right, Soji? Well, congratulations again. Okay, next we have Joshua Thomas. Congratulations, Joshua. Joshua has completed volume 4, CD 1, CD 2, CD 3, and CD 4. Now guess what? Joshua is almost at the top of AKMS. Now remember I talked about that Army vet? Well, Joshua is that guy. All right, so Joshua said, I'm going to do everything you say. All right, and many of you benefited from Joshua's special. Okay, so after he completed volume 4 CD1, Joshua said, volume 4 CD1 is complete. That was refreshing, moving right along, and he is definitely moving right along. After he completed volume 4 CD2, this is what he said: all done. This was cool. I got that chromatic fingering down pat. I like practicing my chords using your practice progressions. I've been adding some of these simple but cool progressions to my repertoire, of course, using more advanced chording. You're the best teacher I've come across yet. Wow, thank you very much, Joshua. I really I don't take that lightly. Basically, what you're saying to me is I'm helping you, all right? And that is my goal. My goal has always been to help people understand music and unlock the true musician that is inside of a person. And I know the only way I can help you do that is by not giving you the answers, but teaching you how to find the answers and teaching you how to understand how you get the answers. So I'm thankful that you're following my system. If you look on, every one of you that are looking at this right now, look on the wall of achievers. Go from volume 1, CDs 1, 2, 3, and 4, and look for the name Joshua Thomas. You'll see that he is on every single level. So he's going to get results because he's completing every single exercise. Thank you, Joshua. I love it when people follow exactly what I say to do. I'm not just telling you to kill time. I know that it develops you on another level. Okay, so Joshua not only didn't finish Volume 4 CD2, he also finished Volume 4 CD3. And this is what Joshua said after Volume 4 CD3. Volume 4 CD3 is now complete. Good job explaining those sus4s, Robert. Many of you use sus4s, but if you haven't got to the level on how we teach an NEQ music system, you may not be using it as easy or as correctly or in the way that you should be using it. All right, so Joshua has a little insight because he's at that level. Okay, so next, Joshua also completed Volume 4 CD4, and after Volume 4 CD4, Joshua said, another way I look at the scale with the diminished chords is to play every key in that scale except the flat 7th. I had a great time practicing these exercises. I will definitely add these to my warm-up. Volume 4, CD4, completed. Exactly. I love the language what I'm hearing, Joshua. You're just speaking the language because you did every single thing. Now, expect great results, all right? I look forward to seeing what you're going to do on the next level or the next NEQ Music Achievers video. Keep up the great work, Joshua. Thank you for being a student, a true student, okay? Good go. Okay, next we have Vitalis. Congratulations, V. You have completed Volume 4, CD1. Congratulations. You are making your way. You are 4 steps away from the top of AKMS. All right, congratulations. All right, so you should now be getting those chords down. All right, so how did you like those exercises? All right, great. Okay, but you completed it anyways. All right, you're gonna love what's gonna come up after this. Remember, everything is built upon the other thing, right? So as you know by now, you'll see why it was important to play in every key, because you're going to get some amazing principles mastered in Volume 4. Keep up the great work, all right, V? All right, great. Okay, next we have Eddie Davis. Congratulations, Eddie. Now, you submitted your name. Now, you said you submitted for Volume 1, CD1, Volume 2, CD3, and Volume 3, CD1. But I think what you meant to type now, so that you guys know, every month I send a questionnaire out to ask my NEQ Music members and purchasers. I ask them, what have you completed last month? Or did you complete something last month? Or if you haven't submitted yet, could you actually submit so that I can celebrate your achievement? So from what I gather, it looks like the highest level that you completed, Eddie, was Volume 3 CD1. So, and this is your first time submitting, so I'm pretty sure you're saying you've completed Volume 1, CD 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Volume 1, your foundation is complete. Congratulations, Eddie. Your foundation NEQ music style is complete. And then you've also completed Volume 2, CD3, or CD1, CD2, and CD3, which you're telling me that you now have completed the infamous Volume 2 in playing in every key. Congratulations. And now you're telling me you have completed Volume 3, CD1, whereas in Volume 3, CD1, you're playing in every key, you're playing by ear, and you're getting used to your principles. Great job, Eddie. If that's what you're telling me, congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you further in the NEQ Music system, on the NEQ Music Wall of Fame. Okay, keep up the great work, Eddie. Okay, next we have Marvin Savage. Congratulations, Marvin. You have completed Volume 2, CD1, CD2, and CD3. Marvin has also completed the infamous Volume 2, where you're playing in every key and you develop the skills to play in every key, and obviously by ear as well as a byproduct. Okay, congratulations, Marvin. I look forward to celebrating your achievement on next Wall of Achievers, but you need to be celebrated. Anybody that completes Volume 1 and 2 needs to be celebrated, because that their foundation, and the essence of the any key music system, which is the ability to play in every key, has been completed. Congratulations, Marvin, and I look forward to what you're going to do further in this system, right? So keep up the great work. All right, so that's it for the month of December 2015. All of the any key music achievers that are making their way to the top, and all of you any key music achievers that did not submit because you are working hard at getting to that next level, keep up the great work and congratulations, all right, because you are one step closer to reaching your musical goals. Thank you for listening to me and saying, okay, I'm going to listen to what Robert says. I'm just going to complete everything. Just try it my way for 1 year to 2 years. Just complete everything I say, and I guarantee you'll be able to do exactly what you want to do in music, whether it's soloing, chords, reharmonization, play advanced, do all that crazy stuff. Whatever it is, I guarantee it's locked up in the 15 principles of the any key music system. All right, so this is going to be it for the month of December. And you know what I'm going to say? This is my favorite part as well, where I say, any key music play by ear achievers, you have made history. Now it's time to be added to the wall. So if you go to the Any Key Music Wall of Achievement, you'll see that your name has been added to the various levels that you submitted for. All right, so keep up the great work and congratulations. And I look forward to seeing more of you next month on the Any Key Music Wall of Achievers, hitting your musical goals, mastering the Any Key Music principles, because you can. All right? All you got to do is do it. Okay? So I look forward to seeing you and helping you reach your musical goals, and I will be one step closer to doing that once you understand all the principles of the Any Key Music System. Have a great day and congratulations, and I'll see you in 2016. God bless.